Good morning, everyone. It's Judy. Welcome back to Rose Lane. Okay, so this is going to be part two. We're going to finish this off. I did a little bit more, just a little bit, after I was finished videoing last night. I did just a little bit more to it, but I was kind of tired, and I decided I would leave the rest till this morning. So here I am, back to finish this up. So I think we did these in the video. I did this last night. I did put some ribbon and lace on the tags that I had in here already. And so you'll see that in a minute. So what I wanted to do today to finish this up was I decided I wanted to reinforce these flaps. Okay, and this one doesn't want to go down right now because I've already done that one. This one, I kind of have done some of it. I just wanted you to see part of what I did. So this one is finished. I decided I would put extra paper on because I wanted to reinforce with a strip down here because I'm going to score it, and I just wanted it a little bit thicker. We already know what happened with the one over here where it split from scoring, so I wanted to make sure that it was stronger. So if you can see, let me hold this up. Maybe if I turn it, you might be able to see that I have a strip of paper in here. I did ink the edge up in here. I've already glued it down, but that reinforces that, which is why this one doesn't want to bend right now. Part of the reason why. And then I cut another piece like this to go on here. Now, when I cut the other one, it was just slightly a little too big. This one actually looks like it's going to be okay. I had to trim the other one down from the outside on the one edge over here, but this one looks like it's going to be all right. So let's go. Let me put my pin over here because I'm always losing them. So that's what I did here. I put that strip, glued it on, did that so that it would be good and dry. I'm going to put this flap on and then leave it to dry. We'll come back and score this in a little while. Obviously we want it dry because we don't want it to wrinkle and come undone when we score it and try to bend it. So we want it good and dry. So we're going to do this part first, and because I needed time for this to sit and dry, I am going to put together the last few journaling cards or tags or whatever we want to call them. Okay, I just want to kind of get that as lined up as possible. And somewhere I have my little guy because I want to make sure I get that pushed all the way down into where it's going to bend in the one place. We want to make sure it's good and glued. Okay, I may still have to trim just a little out here, but that's all right. I'll just flip it over and trim it off. Okay, get that. Make sure I've got it to the tip here because I didn't on the other one. I had to go back and put a little dot of blue. All right, so let me turn this over, and honestly, no, I'm okay. Okay. Oh, this was something else I did. For the belly band on the back, I took one of my fussy cut flowers. I just backed it onto I don't know if I did, I think I just did, no, I did the slightly thicker one that I make the pockets and things out of, that I back it with. And I put that little fussy cut flower down to hold that down, and then the card will just slide in here. And there is room in here, you know, because this slides pretty easily, so a piece of paper could be folded and put it back there. Maybe an envelope, a small envelope could also go in, you know, maybe behind here if you just have a plain one or something like that and you don't want to cover up the design. But anyway, that's what we can do there. So we're going to let that set. So the first thing we're going to do, and I'm going to need this piece of paper because I'm going to show you something with that later. The first thing I'm going to do is we're going to do these tags. So I'm going to move this to the side. I'm going to grab some cardstock, and we're going to glue these guys down. So I have 3 little journaling cards or tags or whatever. I guess technically they're journaling cards, so these 2 smaller ones will get ribbon on them. As far as like, it won't be at the top, it's going to be actually on the sides, but I think it will look pretty. That's my plan anyway. So it is a beautiful sunny day out here today. I don't dare open the door because I think our high temperature today was going to be 12. So yeah, that's just a little too too cold for me. I am not a winter person. Technically I was born in the fall, because my birthday is December 16th, and so technically I was still in the fall, but it may as well be winter in the northern hemisphere anyway, in the north part of the northern hemisphere. So anyhow, what was I going to say now? I don't like the cold. Oh, I know what I was going to say. However, I have developed an appreciation. I used to be quite critical, and I guess, you know that there's that saying, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, that kind of a thing. And, I've struggled, as I guess anybody would, with the loss of my eyesight in my right eye these last few months. This began happening over the summer, and by the beginning of September, I was told there was no more hope for it. There was nothing else we could do. So I had to come to terms with not having my eyesight. I still have a hard time believing it. I oftentimes will close my left eye, keep my right eye open, and I just can't. It's in my heart. I just can't grasp in my heart that I can't see out of that eye. And my head knows it. I mean, I'm obviously aware of it, but it's just a very hard thing to reconcile with, and I'm not sure that I ever really will. Practically, realistically, I know what it is, and I accept that. But in my heart, I have a hard time believing it could possibly be true. So that being said, I will probably always struggle with that. But it has given me a new perspective, where, sometimes we think we don't take things for granted until something happens like this. And then we realize just how much we did take for granted. And it changes our perspective a little bit, maybe a lot of it, depending. But like I said, I'm not a winter person. I really don't like the snow. I don't like the cold. I don't like having to clean off my car before I can drive away. I don't like having to put on a whole second wardrobe just to go outside, with a coat and a scarf and hat and boots and gloves and, all of that stuff. It's not my thing. Just not my thing. However, I have come to the conclusion that as much as I am still not a winter person, spring is still my favorite season. Summer following after it. I like the fall because it's still nice weather. However, it is the harbinger to winter. And I know we need the winter. And I celebrate, the fact that on December 21st or thereabouts, depending on exactly the position of the moon and all that jazz, 21st, 22nd, which is the first day of winter, the days actually start getting longer. So that's my hope and my promise. I watch that on my little weather app every day, and I watch the minutes going earlier sunrise and later sunset. And I get very excited about that. And I find a lot of hope in that even, I look outside at 20 inches of snow, which is still out there, and more gets piled on here and there, whether it's a dusting or an inch or two. It's too cold to melt, and but spring is on the way, and I have my hope in that. However, all of that being said, I'm going to start on this side. All of that being said, I have developed a new appreciation for the fact that I would rather be able to see the winter with one eye than not be able to see it at all. I've just kind of got a new appreciation. Still not a winter person, but I'd rather see that. When I was in New Jersey and with my, well, even before, I need to trim this side just a wee bit more, I think. Even growing up there, I didn't like all the cars. I don't like congested areas. I'm not a city person. I prefer the country. Of course, my work takes me to the city all the time. I'm trying to debate if I want to, I think I just want to try to trim this one little corner with my scissors. I think that's better. What was I saying there again? I'm not a city person. However, even on my ride to my work in Jersey City from where I lived, with all the crowded highways and the traffic and the industry and the garbage dumps and all the other stuff, you know, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't what I would have wanted to see, but I am grateful that I can still see it. Little glue there. So it's kind of given me a new perspective. I think I'm going to go from this side on this one. Of being grateful. There are so many things, and I'm sure there's many of you out there who can relate in one way or another, particularly, you know, mostly I'm speaking health-wise, but could be other situations as well, loss of family members or a home or, you know, something. Any or all of the above, actually. And it gives you a new perspective on things. When I expected for the rest of my life, well, expected my eyes to get old, but I expected to be able to wake up in the morning and see, because that's what eyes are there for. That's what they're made for. They're made to see, and I never gave it a thought. Yeah, oh, I'm going to have to wear glasses, of course, but I never gave it a thought that I would never be able to see. So I'm finding a new way of being grateful that I think I just sort of lost touch with. Just checking my edges. I need contrast now. I can't see light on light. I have to move light to dark. And, oh, there's one. And I can see a little bit better that way. But, yeah, so I'm learning I'm learning to be grateful all over again, because I think I've lost touch. Ah, okay, I didn't do that right. All right, I think I've kind of lost touch with really, truly being grateful. And, okay, I think it's all right. I hope it's all right. All right, this is not going to get anything, as this is going to go in the inside pocket. No tabs or lace or anything, because it fits into that one little spot. So let's just get this finished inking up. And I am still recording good. Normally what I've been doing is deleting my videos out of my phone once I actually have put them up on my YouTube channel. But I didn't do that with the one last night. I forgot to get that done because it was late when I put it up, and I was tired. So I did not put that. I also realized that I had video taped that whole segment, that whole video last night, and I put it on airplane mode so that I can't get texts or I can't get phone calls while I'm taping. So, because if I do, it stops. And don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to edit to go away from a video and then come back. Don't know how to do those things. Eventually, I will probably learn. Though we did go down to New Jersey last week, which you guys were aware, for my husband's sister's birthday party. But we did stay with my brother. She's in Connecticut, but we did stay with my brother in New Jersey, and I did get to see my son, which was awesome, because I just don't get to see him enough. And I know I'm off camera with this, but my sponge makes those little brown things, and if they get over here, then they get on my work, and I don't like it. Ooh, okay. I got a little scissor thing here that I have to trim. Little hair of a piece of paper that didn't come off. There we go, I hope. Much better. So anyhow, but he's the one, honestly, that can show me how to do things. He or particularly my one niece, who's very, very good with computer, but you know, that's their generation. I hope you're liking looking at those pictures, because there's nothing else to look at right now while I'm doing this. But I'm on the last bit. All these chunks of things falling off. Okay, here we go. So anyway, that is the deal with that is I either have my son or my niece, and she's the one who just had the little baby girl, which we couldn't go see, and they couldn't come visit because she has not had her shots yet, and you know, things being COVID the way they are, excuse me, you know, we just didn't get to see her. So okay, so this card is going to go into this pocket. Now this was kind of snug, so, and I actually had kind of glued this too far over, and it kind of got stuck, so I had to go back in and clean it out, and that meant I had to go glue it down again because I pulled it too hard. So that card is just going to go in there. So I made it particularly narrow so that it would be easy to get in and out. And handmade. This is a little narrower than this side, if you can see that. Okay, they're just a little more narrow, so it's a little off center. So, oh, you know what? I think I want to round these corners. So sorry, I'm in my little cabinet again. Let's do 7, I think. And we'll round these corners because I think that will help get it, I hope, because I can't take it back now. That will help get it in and out of this pocket a little easier. Okay, and now I need to get my ink on my corners. My husband is threatening to get me a new sweater. He says, "Are you kidding me? Are you really wearing that?" I said, "Yes, this is my craft sweater. I don't care if I get ink or glue or paint or gesso or anything on it. I don't care." So, okay, so that goes in there. That's that one. We're going to close this back up, and we are going to next work on these, which are going to go in these pockets up here. So what I thought I would do, and this is some of the ribbon that I was using. This is some silk ribbon. It's only 4 millimeters, and you use it for ribbon embroidery. It's so fine and it's so soft and it's really staticky. You should have seen me trying to tie the bows last night. It was sticking to me. It was crazy, just crazy. All right, so this one's going to go in here because this is my thought. Because this is in this corner, and then you can see a little bit in that corner, if that makes sense. And the other one really wouldn't have mattered if I put it in, because you could see on both sides there's something. However, when you put it in this one's on this side, so I needed something on that side. So that one wouldn't work because it was too plain. That's my thought process. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to put these here, but I am going to put a bow here and a bow here, I think. I think I like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use just my small crocodile, the little hole, the little one, which is this side, and I'm going to put it down just a little short of center. I don't want it too high in the middle. Yeah, I think I like it there. Just something a little different. And then what I'm going to do, that one's going to go on that side, right? Yep. So I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to find my pencil, and I'm just going to put a little circle on that one so it will be in the same place, and put my little hole right in there. I just dropped the roll of ribbon and it unrolled like like a ridiculous amount, because this is what happens when your desk is full of clutter. Anyway, this feels like it's not even here. It's just, you can't look at the static. It just, yeah. All right. So I'm going to take a piece. And with me, I tend to have to cut these. I'll try to get my scissors that I use for fabric, more or less, for cutting the, and you'll just see how much trouble I have trying to keep this thing straight, because it just keeps sticking to my hands. I'm trying to make sure that it's the same length, and I can't get it to undo. I just wanted to put the small little hole in, and it is a bit to get this through, but let's do that. And this one that I'm working on right here, this card, is actually meant to go horizontally because there are faint lines on it. However, let me try to get these straight if I can, somewhat, a little bit, any bit at all. There we go. You might be able to see the lines, and you could still write on the front if you want. I wouldn't, but some people might. So you could still do it. It would go in sideways in the pocket, but it's creative, right? So we're going to do this one. And I'm going to come back on these, and I'm just going to put a little dot of glue on all of these, just to keep them from coming undone. And I can do that with the art glitter glue because it's a little more controlled. I'm trying to clean off my tip because, again, I didn't. This will dry clear, but this will help keep it from coming undone. And I'll just put that to the side, and we're going to do another one. And, oops, I'm missing. Okay. So yeah, so it slowed me down a little bit, but I am learning to cope, learning new ways of doing things and unlearning kind of the way I've been used to doing things for 62 years. And, okay, let's get this in here. And I am still recording. I'm so grateful. Okay, let's get this one down here. And all of this lovely static will stop once the spring rolls around. All the static happens when you have dry air and no humidity, and you have, your artificial heat going on in your house, and there's no humidity in the air, and everything is dry. And we get all of these static issues. How big did I make the other one? Make that just a smidge bigger. I'm looking at the other one over here. And we'll put the glue on the little knot in the middle. Okay, and we'll set that over here to dry. Let me close my glue this time. And then the only other thing we're going to do is we'll do our scoring on these flaps so it'll close nicely over here. And yeah, so that's what we'll do. So for right now, let's get these back in. So these are up here. So what I did on this one, I'll put it here. Let me actually lift it up so you might be able to see it better, is I took this lace down here, okay, and I just cut the scallop part. Because this came right up to the top, I couldn't put a tab, but I wanted to decorate it a little bit. So I put the little scallop, I made a little bow, did this with my fork, this bow, and just put that on there, and that's going to go in that pocket. So it should clear that enough. And then I'm going to sit back down. Here's the other tags that we did. I took this lace that I have here, and I cut out this little kind of fan part. I did 2 of those, and that's this, if you can see that. I think it's probably in frame. So I just did that. I'm still debating if I wanted to put a little pearl on it, or I have some bling, though I'm not a blingy kind of person. All right, let's see. Okay, we'll do a plain one, and then I have this ribbon, and I left the streamers or tails long on them because I kind of liked it with this. Of course, it wants to do what it wants, but yeah, so I did that, and I think we can pull this one up a little bit, and that one down there, and then we've got this one in the back here with a little bit of lace, and then this one here, and a couple of these here in this pocket. So we'll do that, and they go in there. So that's what we've got so far. And there's a little room in here too. This is a little loose, so again, piece of paper can be folded, whatever. Okay. There's one other thing we're going to do before we score, because I need to get this in. Excuse me. So we're going to undo our Velcro. And we're going to come in here. Now, I've already done it here on this side. Ooh, that came undone. Let me get my glue down there. Sometimes it just does. And I wish I could find what I did with my, I have two pairs of tweezers. Do you think I could find either one? Of course not. Because they should be in here, and they're not. I'm still holding this down. My husband still has my computer apart over there. I'm afraid it's getting worse by the day, because now he's had it apart for 6 weeks, and it's just getting full of dust. So, all right, I'm trying to find, well, it's not in that one, is it? Or is it? I can't tell. Did I take it out? I did. Well, it would help if I actually had it in. This is, let me put something, because I don't know if you can see it, but this is the paper. I'm going to show you how I get it to fit in the pockets, because the pockets are not always the same, because it depends a lot of times on where you put the glue. So I'll show you how I did this to get it to fit in this pocket. So I'm just going to put that down there. This slides right in there, and now it's hidden. It's in there, but it's hidden. And this is why I don't want to score until we are actually, everything that's going to be in here is in here, and then I'll know just how thick I need to make the pieces. So this is how I did that. Let me get these out of the way. So I haven't done it in this pocket yet. So we're going to come over here, and all I do is slide that in. I try to make sure that it's straight to the edges of the paper so that it's straight in here. I put it in until I can't put it in anymore, and just make sure that it's straight. Okay, more or less, handmade, all that jazz. Okay, so we have that. Then all I do is I hold the pocket down, and I just lift this up and crease it like that, and then I take it out. Let's put this to the side, and I fold this over. Then I get my ruler and my knife. We don't want to cut the tags. I go right along the edge of the pocket, and like I said, for me, I use my edge of my blade when I feel that resistance, and I just bring the ruler up to that, and then I cut it across. Okay? Let me put that over there, and then I fold as carefully as I can, because we want to make it as straight as possible. We fold it that way, and then we fold it that way. Make sure that we have it on the points. Whoops, that one's not on the point. So let's get that back down here. Okay. Come on, you. The first one was easier. All right, that's pretty good. And it doesn't have to be perfectly lined up because you have bulk because you're folding it. Okay. And then my ruler had it. Here it is. Good gravy. Okay, I line that up here and here. And hopefully I don't cut the edge. I get rid of that little piece. Put it in my scrap box over there. And that is what you are left with. So let's ink that. Which I'll do this one here so you don't have to. I'll get that out of the way because they tend to reflect. So, because I have nothing here for you to look at while I ink off to the side. And again, I don't ink on the folds anymore, unless I forget, because I look at it and visually think it's hard to write when you've got these dark lines, you know, going through it, especially if it's on angles like this. It makes it very difficult, I think, for me, for the way my brain works. So unless whatever I'm doing, part of it is going to show in the overall design, when you look at it, I won't ink these folded creases. I won't ink that part. And in this case, that doesn't show. Got a little piece of paper there. That won't show, so I won't ink it. But now this is going to somebody specific. I'm assuming that she probably can make journals, and she may, you know, have some supplies and things. So if she decides she wants to ink it because she likes that better, then that's great. But like I said, for me, if I was writing on it the way my brain works, I'd like it a little more clean, so it doesn't interrupt my writing. Okay, so that's that. So we've got that inked, and we go like that, we go like that, and then over here, we're gonna take this, put it in the other pocket right there, and that goes in there. And we are glued. This one's not. I thought that one was coming up. This was the one, I know, that I did with the Fabri-Tac. And sometimes when you're trying to do these little things, these little edges, the Fabri-Tac wants to let go. So that's why sometimes the art glitter glue is definitely better for things like that, things that are going to kind of move, or, you know, be more interactive and take a little more wear and tear. All right, so now I want to find my bone folder. I don't know if you can see all my garbage over here, and I apologize if you can. All right, so let's get everything back in. We've got the paper in here, 2 pieces of paper that we're going to do. We're going to put this, the tag is in here. We have this tag in here. The little ones are there. The big ones sit in these fake pockets that are made by the fold for the piece here, which is why they keep falling out. I'm trying to get the ribbon to stay above. Okay, and then this closes, and we have this one here, I believe. Is that what I was going to do? Yeah. I really meant to put these on the outside. That's okay. So we have that one there. I'm going to try to keep the little tails inside as much as possible. And then this one closes, and this one goes here. Okay? So now what we need to do is we need to kind of go along the fold here. That's where the envelope folds. Okay, and give it a little reason to bend right there. Okay, and we're going to do the other side. Let's get that little staticky tail in there, and we're going to do this side. Give that a reason to bend. All right, and then we're going to try to see how much we think we need. So I'm thinking pencil. Right about here. Okay, so I'm not going to do this on the scoreboard. I'm just going to try to do it here. Operative word is try. Because if it doesn't work, I get to do this all over again. Okay. We're going to go to the outside of my line, and I'm just trying to make sure that this and this look about the same. I'm hoping. Okay. And because I don't want to make it crooked. And we will try to do this. Just using the bone folder along the edge of my ruler. Let's get my eraser. Get that little pencil mark off as best as I can. And then let's try, of course now I can't see it, let's try to get this bent in here. Okay. All right. That looks pretty good. I am seeing the edge of the reinforcement paper that I put down, but right now I'm just kind of taking my nail, what is left of it there, and going in this crease. Okay. And then we want to, I'm not going to try to like totally push it down, but just sort of give it a little more. Okay, and that goes there. Then we want to make sure that we do this about the same. So it doesn't have to be, well, it should be. I just want to make sure that these kind of go in the center. So that was about there, I think. I think. Just trying to make sure it looks the same. And let's do this. And are we still recording? Oh, hallelujah. It's still recording. It's amazing. All right. And then let's try to get this. Okay. All right. Oh, it's over here. Okay. So it goes this way. So that is what we have there. So it makes it pretty fat. but there's plenty of room in there. And then I have my ribbon, and I could actually put a Velcro dot here. I suppose I could do that. I suppose, I'm trying to think, do I want a whole one? Probably. Of course, I put them over here again, though I am having trouble getting them back into the package because now they all want to come undone. So this is pretty stable. So let's put our Velcro. I don't know which one is the better one, so we'll just, ooh, that was off center. All right, I'll just put that dot on there. I'll try to get my fingers off of it. And then line it up straight, I hope. So, my Velcro's sticking to my sweater. All right, put those back over there. And then we have our ribbon. So, this will be the piece. Trying to get it to, all right. So this is what we have. And like I said, I'm not going to fasten the ribbon because I don't want to cover the back, you know, stick it to the back. All right, so I'm going to go get my little, what do you call it, and we're going to walk through it. One whole thing. So back over here. If you hear me scuffling, that's because I always wear my slippers. I'm a slipper kind of person. When I come in the house, I take my shoes off and put my slippers on right away. Good old-fashioned house slippers. Okay, so let's put that down. That covers that. And here we go. So let's have a walkthrough of this, our little flip through of the piece that we did. So this is what we have. This is how it looks from the side. This is about how thick it is. I'm thinking that I'm going to put this in a pocket. I'm going to put it on the inside back cover because I think that would be the better place to put it. So we untie the ribbon and then open the Velcro. And here we have this lace pocket with this card in it with the little silk ribbon on the side. We open it here and we have another card. I am in frame, right? Well, let me get up there a little bit. Another card with the ribbon on the side and writing on the back, place for writing on the back. Then we open this and we have this journaling card, and you can even journal here because it's plain. You can still journal on these flaps if you wanted to. So you have that in that pocket, and then over here you have the little tag with the lace on top, and then two small tags in this pocket. And over here the same, lace on top, the little lace fan, and then two more tags, which I have to ink these. Did I get these? Well, mostly. I still have to ink that one. And then you open here, and this opens down. Good, you can see it all. In here you have another pocket, okay, with this card in it. I'm just going to put, well, I'll put it back. And try not to bump into my camera. And then in here you have two little secret places with, these are approximately 3 by 6. It's probably more like 2.5 or 2 3/4 by 5 or something. And they go in here. You have one here and one on this side. For me, I grab it with my nail if I have it. Usually I just pull them out with the tweezers, but you can write on both sides of that. And then that goes back, whoops, that goes back in here. It's like putting a square peg in a round hole. And then this opens up and you have all this place to journal here. So we'll close that back up. We'll put the tags back in. And that goes there. And this one here. and then this one here, and these. Okay, and then when you close this, what am I stuck on here? Stuck on something. Oh, that came out. When you close this, let's put this back in here. You have, let's just close it up. You have another tag in here underneath for journaling card. And then when you close it and flip it over, you have another journaling card here. So that makes 1, 2, 3, well, let's just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, plus the secret papers in here and all of the space to journal in this one little piece. So that is it. I don't know, I think it came out kind of cute. It's a little thick, but like I said, I'll put it in a pocket. I'll probably make like a lace or fabric pocket or something and put it on the inside back cover so it has a place to call home, because it wouldn't work well on a paper, you know, on a page. But it'll work fine at the back of the book, I think. So that's where it will have its permanent home. So in the meantime, guys, that's the end of this one. We finish this piece and we'll move on to something else. Hopefully they're going to be a little simpler. Kind of fun, but a little less complicated than all of this. So in the meantime, have a great day. I'm hoping you're having good weather somewhere, and if it's not what I would call good weather, I hope it's the kind of weather you like anyway. And so in the meantime, stay blessed, stay safe, be happy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.